harder.
That's why we're gonna take a quick look and type it in before they do. Duh. Use your knowledge.
Just don't know what. Well, they say the hands of truth. Well, they could say it that they're real. Like if you fucking fakers. Yeah, John Doe, motherfuckers.
The fuck way is they can see.
You know what to go play A-Ball 4 at the casino.
Oh, really? You fucking.
Yeah? Wait.
You should put the tutorials of for the thingy of the practice for it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
there's the illustration. And then, so you don't want to put it up and then just copy it up.
O-R-W-E. Well then, we were too late.
You put one already? O-R-W-E. What's the password?
O-R-W-E.
I'm trying to
Is that all?
get a doctor. Don't worry, don't
Welcome to Fakin' It. I'm Cookie, and we are going to do so much bonding tonight. Couple quick words before we jump into the game. And yes, you can skip it if you're in a rush. During each round of play, each of you is going to be sent a task to your device. Like, raise your hand if you've ever farted. But one of you will get nothing, and that person is the faker. Everyone wants to figure out who the faker is, and the faker just wants to blend in. When you hear the go sound, you either raise your hand or not, depending on whether you've ever farted before, which you have. And the faker just has to fake it. After that, everyone votes on their device who they think the faker is. If everyone picks the correct person, the faker is caught. But here's the most important part. Fakers, if you're caught in a lie, if you raise your hand when you really should have kept it down, lie, cheat, deny, come up with whatever story you have to throw other players off the scent. Be the faker. Some of the tasks will involve raising your hand, or pointing, or maybe making a weird face. But there will always be a faker, and you'll have 3 chances to catch him. Oh, one more quick suggestion before we get going. It's important to be able to see each other, so if possible, consider sitting in a semicircle or like small lines facing each other. Whatever works best while still feeling comfortable. Let's start with Hands of Truth. It's an easy one, just like we saw a minute ago. Everyone's going to get a task that's raising your hand, okay? Sending the task to your device.
It's not to YouTube. It's not to YouTube.
I don't even have my...
The task was, raise your hand if you read all the Harry Potter books. You can change your vote if you change your mind, by the way.
That's a lot then.
The faker can only be caught if the vote is unanimous, so do your best to come to a group consensus. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker.
The Harry Potter books are big and long as hell.
Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now.
My teachers are putting up one like this.
Oh, for sure. They kicked me out of Bobby Lobby because he was
No, I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
at school.
And the task was, raise your hand if you've ever been thrown out of a place, an event, restaurant, etc. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. prime suspect was group mind steered you in the wrong direction. One last chance to catch the faker.
Maybe that doesn't count, but I still got
Sending out your third Hands of Truth task now.
Mostly because you know you're a good boy.
Yeah, I got kicked out for stealing my friend's stuff in my car. And they create
This was the task. Raise your hand if you've had sex in a public place. Vote for who you suspect is the faker.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, dude.
Huh, what?
Yep. Yeah, this guy has a blue shirt. This guy, he said, someone else who works there will have sex, and they agreed, and they said yes, and they yeah, they get mad. Someone bless me. That was you.
You know how you should all rally together in the final moments to work together and find the faker? You didn't do that.
Hi.
Yeah, because remember that in the video?
I was just listening.
Where? Yeah. The guy walked in there, one guy saw them, and he was like, never mind, I'm on the If it says that if you ever went to a concert...
Okay, time to pick the next category. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. It's going to be... You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point your finger at the person most likely to own leather pants.
You own leather pants too.
Vote for who you think is probably the faker. By the way, silence helps the faker, so don't forget to get everyone talking.
Got to lock in again.
You couldn't agree, you couldn't find the faker. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now.
I can't hear you. Oh, yes, I did. You guys want to see on YouTube?
Why have I told you guys about...
And the task, point at the person most likely to get into a prolonged argument on the internet. Vote for the faker now. You didn't find the faker, and you didn't really learn anything definitive. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now.
The pig!
And the task was, point at the person most likely to win Jeopardy! Vote for who you think seems like the faker.
Hey, I have a reason because I go by like very specific names. Green.
You couldn't even bother to try to pick the same person on the final task, huh? You pretty much just let the faker have it.
And I'm the faker. I was it.
Again, I told you. I know it was one at first, but I was like, I know what I did.
It's category picking time. Use your device to choose which type of tap. Face value. Everyone's going to get a task that involves making some kind of facial expression. Maybe a weird one. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. This was the task. Make the face you'd make while petting a kitten.
It's gotta be winning.
Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Don't forget you get points for voting for the faker even if everyone else is wrong.
Your face? Your face did not look like you pet a kitten.
And everyone voted for. You all ganged up on the wrong person. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second face value task to your devices now.
It's gotta be, I'm telling you.
You should play with us.
Wait.
Yeah, the other one was.
The task was, make a face you'd have while in a voting booth. Vote for who you think is probably the faker.
Luck in your votes, people.
And the votes were for... Collectively, you all made the wrong choice. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third face value task now.
It's high end. Make your faces go.
Look at
And the task was, make your Frankenstein face.
It was nothing with me, it was with him.
It's
All right, vote for who you think the faker is.
It's Frankenstein's face. Oh, you think it's gonna be good? It's Hyman, I promise you. It's Hyman, it's Hyman. 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 No, it's Hyman. Come on. It's Hyman. It's Hyman. Please. It's Hyman. It's Hyman.
Wow,
It
even on the
wasn't
last
me.
task, you couldn't vote together to find the faker. Yeah, it's almost like you gave up.
It wasn't me.
got me.
See, I told you. I thought we were friends. Oh my god, Jenny avenged me.
Sorry, Jenny.
But this is still in the lead. Me.
Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. You're almost out of time to get your answers in. Let's see everyone's answers to the first text task. A book you really hate. Vote for who you think seems like the faker.
I know who it is. It's Hyman. It's Hyman. It's Hyman. It's gotta be him. No, history is not a book, Angel. Get your back straight.
I don't like history.
Exactly. History isn't a book. I thought it was.
Not enough teamwork to find the faker. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Let's see your second batch of answers. The best month to take a vacation.
Oh no, I messed up on this one.
Vote for who you suspect is the faker.
Dubai? What the hell? It says a best month to take a vacation. A birthday is not a vacation. No, it's Angel.
It's not.
You couldn't quite figure out who the faker was. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Here are your third and final set of text answers.
Trust me on this one.
A magazine you'd buy just for the pictures.
Watch.
Vote for who you think is probably the faker.
Then I'm going with my guessing. No. No, I'm positive it's Leslie. No, guys, please. It's Leslie. It's gotta be her. You guys!
Too bad. You couldn't get it together for that last vote.
I was corrected the second time.
I'll get another.
I win! I'm the best faker. Sorry.
Hey, welcome back to Faking It. Let's do this. Let's start by picking a category. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. It's going to be Hands of Truth. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now.
Like dogs? Yes, I hate dogs.
You just gave it away. You gave away the question. Now the faker could lie.
And the task was, raise your hand if you dislike dogs. Vote for the faker now.
Why me? Why me?
The votes singled out. Well, at least you were all wrong together.
Not me.
You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now.
You can't blurt out the question too, Angel. It's a type of review form for like places, houses, restaurants, all that.
The task was, raise your hand if you've ever written an angry review on Yelp. Vote for who you think seems like the faker.
Yes. It's not me. What the hell? It's not me. It's not me.
That faker is still on the loose. One last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third Hands of Truth task now.
It's not Angel. Because this dude keeps blurting out the question.
for who you think the faker is.
It's Hyman. I know it. No, not black.
Wow, even on the last
I
task, you
knew
couldn't
it.
vote together to find the faker. Yeah, it's almost like you gave up.
I told ya. I told ya.
Fuck you guys, I'm leaving.
You know I would grab this and go like this, and I would go like that. Oh, that's cool.
And what will our next task category be? Use your number pressure. Everyone's going to get a task that involves holding up a number of fingers, probably from 1 to 10. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task, hold up the amount of fingers that represents how many Weird Al songs you could listen to in a row. Probably the faker.
I think that's who I again. And it wasn't Leslie either.
You couldn't agree, you couldn't find the faker. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker.
Who did we pick? Oh, this is the first one, right?
Sending out your second number pressure task to your devices now. And the task was, hold up as many fingers as times you've been fired from a job.
It's gotta be
Vote for
him.
who you suspect is the
Don't be
faker.
afraid. Just hit. It ain't me, I know that. Get it locked in.
All the votes went to. You all got together and chose the wrong
Angel.
person.
It's Angel. It's Angel.
This is your last chance to catch the faker.
It's Angel. It's Angel. It's Angel. Angel.
Sending out your third number pressure task now.
Does 11 count? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm a child at heart, so it's like Santa man. I still believe in Santa man.
And the task was, hold up the number of fingers that represent the age you were when you stopped believing in Santa.
Exactly.
Vote for the faker now.
It's Angel! I gave it away. I gave it away before time ran out. So it means it's Angel. It's Angel, I know it. Before the question showed, I said I believe in Santa still. Before it showed, it's Angel. Please, it's Angel! It's Angel!
Sorry, because I saw Jaime
You couldn't even bother to try to pick the same person on the final task, huh? You pretty much just let the faker have it.
Angel, it's Angel.
Wait, what?
We picked her, no?
Alright, what category do we want to do next? Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. This was the task. Point at the person you'd most like to hear read an entire book. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is.
I locked in.
You couldn't quite figure out who the faker was. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now.
Yeah, exactly. Leslie again. I'm betting.
The task was, point at someone you want to know better.
It's Leslie. It's
Vote for who you think is probably the faker.
Whoa, stalker alert! Lock in, people!
Everyone voted for... Well, at least you were all wrong together. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now.
Wait, but then it can't be higher than unless you two guys are cooperating and showing each other.
This was the task. Point at the person that looks the most like you. Vote for who you think seems like the faker.
He has an alibi. We pointed at each other and he gave it away. And don't forget to lock in, people. Alright, honey. Thanks.
Everyone suspects you found the faker. Without a moment to spare. Wow.
Like, go on, bro. Went in. Hey, she takes it when I'm in.
Two people won't play in the beginning.
I didn't turn on.
Almost got away though.
Freaking lesbian man.
Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker.
Fistics make me feel weird, and then it causes me a headache, but it doesn't